I want to welcome you all, as I said, to this webinar/workshop where I will show you how you can build your ideal customer profile. My name is Romana, but most people call me Ro, and I will be your guide today. Who am I? I was a head of marketing for over 10 years, and I worked for the e-learning and also for the software industry. And for the last 2 years, I've been working as a marketing coach and a fractional CMO for small businesses and startups. And I want to share with you some of my superpowers, which is strategy, leadership, growth, and helping people get shit done. So today, I want you to walk away from this workshop with tools to research your ideal customer. So you will learn where to research your ideal customer. Your ideal customer profile exercise completed. So I will walk you through this together. And at the end, I will also give you some bonuses. So questions that you can use to interview your ideal customer, and also a Canva template so that you can make it all nice and pretty after you complete the Word document. But first, what is an ICP? So an ideal customer profile is a detailed description of the perfect customer for your product or service. And who is your ideal customer? Your ideal customer is someone you love working with, who values your worth and what you do, who keeps wanting to buy from you, who refers you to all their friends, and who makes your business a wonderful and fun ride, because it's hard enough to build a business. If it's painful as well, it's just not worth it. So why is this important? And this is something that I insist so much when I'm coaching clients, or when I get clients who want me to run their marketing. Like, the number one thing is messaging. When you know exactly who your ideal customer is, you will be able to create messaging and copy that speaks directly to their needs, desires, and pain points. And just this one thing alone is going to make your marketing so powerful, because if you're trying to talk to everyone, you're talking to no one. So you need to talk to the one person you are trying to get into your world and to work with you and to buy your service, to buy your products. ROI. So by focusing on the right customer, you're not wasting money, time, resources on marketing tactics that won't work, or in people who are unlikely to buy from you. But also, when your customers feel understood and valued and have a great experience, they are more likely to stay loyal to your brand and make repeat purchases and stay with you for a very long time. Why? Because you understand them, you understand what they need, and you understand this at a very deep level. Positioning. When you truly understand your ICA wants, needs, fears, and desires, it will be easier for you to position yourself in a way that stands out from your competitors. Also, offers. Understanding the specific needs, challenges, and goals, desires, dreams of your ideal customer allows you to develop products or services that are aligned with what your ideal customer actually needs or wants. Channels is another big reason. If you understand who is your ideal customer and where your ideal customer hangs out, it will help you put your marketing efforts and your time and your money in the right place. It's not a good marketing tactic to try to be everywhere on the internet. It's way more effective, especially if you're just starting out, to put your focus on where you are sure your ideal customer is hanging out. And sometimes it's actually offline, not necessarily online. And finally, strategy and tactics. So your business needs to resolve your ideal customer's problems. Knowing your ideal customer will guide your marketing strategy. After all, you're building a business to serve your client, your ideal client. And I want to drop here this quote: people buy products and services to get a job done. I don't know if you ever heard about this jobs to be done framework. I'm not going to go into the details about this, but it is important for this exercise because it is important to understand that whenever people are buying something, they are trying to resolve a problem, they are trying to get a job done. So your ICA, your ideal customer, when they buy from you, they're trying to accomplish a task, achieve a goal, resolve a problem, make progress, or get a certain status. And I want to give my own example. So when I was building my first offer, my first landing page, what I had to think about, like how I had to have this mindset that my ideal customer is not interested in this marketing lingo that all marketeers use. So my ideal customer doesn't want email marketing. They could not care less about email marketing. What they really want is, how can I leverage this tool to make sales? My ideal customer could not care less about what is CRO, but what they care about is, how can I do conversion rate optimization on my website to actually get leads on calls. So when people land on my website, they're actually clicking a button to have a call with me. My ideal customer doesn't care about creating content on Instagram. No one wants to create content anywhere. We have to. But what my ideal customer really wants is for people to start conversations with them in the DMs, for their ideal customers to start conversation with them in the DMs. My ideal customer doesn't want to create a strategy. No one wants to create a strategy, but they do know that they need clarity on what to focus on in marketing. They don't want to understand what positioning is, but they want to know how to stand out. They could not care less about messaging, but they want to learn how to write in a way that resonates with other people and converts into sales. So this, like, I'm using my own examples, but everyone here will have examples like this, where you're maybe using like too much lingo in your industry, in your niche, but no one cares about this lingo. What they care is what they actually want to achieve with these things. So not email marketing, but make sales. So you have to peel the onion a little bit. And doing an ideal customer exercise is not something that should be a set and forget. It's not something that you do once and you never do again. You need to build an ideal customer profile for every different offer and every different service you provide. You should do this every year because your business is evolving, and because your business evolves, so does your ideal customer. And you also need to keep listening to your customers, be curious, ask questions, and you will start seeing that maybe what you thought when you have done this the first time was right. Maybe the more you get to know, the more you get customers and the more you get to know them, you need to refine this profile a little bit as well. And you can base your ideal customer profile on a made-up person. So it can be someone that you are imagining, like if you don't have a business and you don't have customers yet, an existing client. This is always the best if you already have a business and you already have one customer that is awesome and you kind of got it by luck or by a referral or something like that. You can think about this one person. It's already great when you already have like some clients that you really like. It can be a friend that has a need for what you want to offer. It can be someone you follow online, or it can be an earlier version of yourself. A lot of times we start businesses because we went through a certain pain, and you're like, no one was offering this, so maybe I can do it. So a lot of businesses are born out of frustration, and you need to sell this to someone like that was the previous version of yourself. So you can use you as for this exercise as well. So now I want you to think about this one person, and you can write your choice in the chat. And I want to share, this is like one of the girls that is doing my marketing program, and she also works at a very senior level in marketing, and she loved this ICA exercise, and it's something that it's really not taught correctly in business schools or in marketing in the university and so on. So I made this super comprehensive, and I want to share it with you. Okay, so now it's time to do the exercise. I'm going to move to another screen where I will be able to see you guys again. Wait, actually I don't want here, I want to go here. And Olena, I actually want to ask you, I will send you in the private chat the link. Yes, if you could share, can you share the link in here in the comments? Because it would be nice if people make a copy of the document.
Yeah, I can share the link to.
Okay, I will share it. I will send it on the private chat so you can see it and you can share it with everyone there. Okay, sure. Cool. I will put it there and then you can share with everyone else. Awesome. No. Yeah, everyone should be able to see this. Let me know when it's done so I will start. People can open the link and then make a copy. So you keep it in your drive and you can try to work on this with me. I've done workshops like this before, and some people just want to observe and then do it in their own time. Others want to do this with me as I'm going through this, but it's totally your call. The important thing is, even if you decide to complete this later, now you know how to do this. That is the important thing. All good, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
nice.
awesome. Okay, everyone can see this screen. Olena, you confirm that you can see it. I see people getting in, so I know it's fine. Okay. Before we get started, I also want to share with you here, some of you might be familiar, others not, some tools that you can use also to research your ideal customer profile, where they hang out, what they see. So Spartoro is a really good one. You can put there like keywords that relate to what you do and your niche, and then it will give you a ton of information about like what these people read, where they hang out, the demographics. It will give you a lot of really great information. Answer the Public is another one where you can put keywords and it will give you a bunch of information about like what questions people ask about this keyword related to your business. And then other places that I recommend people to research that will help you complete this exercise is Amazon. So go to Amazon and find books that are related to your niche and look at the reviews under the books, like see what people are saying and try to use their words as well when you are doing this exercise. Same thing with Quora, YouTube videos, and also ChatGPT, and I'll share some prompts at the end. Now, let's dive into the exercise. And when I said, like, I really want you to think about one person, I really want you to think about one person. We are not talking to a group of people. We are going to do this exercise for one person. I'm going to use as an example, I have a 12-week marketing program, and I'm going to use as an example someone who is in my program. And I will just describe this person because I know that when I actually redo the copy for the next time I launch this, I know I will be thinking about her for the copy. So her name is Emma. She is female. I'm not sure about her age, but she is over 45 for sure. She lives in Portugal, but she's from Spain. She's not married. Not married, but she has a kid. Yes, one. One, does she own a business? Yes. So she is a therapist and she wants to launch a group program. Program after working one-on-one for 25 plus years. So this is like, does she own a business? What type of business? Is she employed? Does she have a job? Is she freelancer? What type of service does she offer? So she is, and I know this as well, she's on a mission to make the world a better place through mental health, which is a very important mission. Let's say that the world a better place with better mental health. What's her annual? I'm not sure about this, but let's say it's 60K. And if you are not sure, like what you can do is research through the tools that I gave you, like the what could be, like you always, like, this is an important one actually. You always want to make sure that you are targeting people who can afford your services. So I recently had this conversation with one of the girls that I'm coaching, and she was picking an ideal customer who is a student, but the student cannot afford her services. So I was just like, no, this is why this is so important, again, to do at the very beginning of your business, or to redo throughout your entrepreneurial journey. If you are targeting people who cannot afford your services and wondering why you're struggling and why you're not making enough sales, this is probably why. You have to redo your ideal customer, and you have to target people who can afford you, people who are not struggling. How much does she save per year? Let's say that she saves, like around, because now she's living alone, 1K month. Invest and save. And where does she hang out? She hangs out mainly on Instagram and on LinkedIn. And again, if I know where she hangs out, I'm not trying to be in 10 different places, because I know that my ideal customer is hanging out in these 2 places. So I don't need to be in 10 different places and killing myself trying to create content to so many different places. Does she have a degree? Yes, she does. She graduated in Barcelona. I'm not sure about the university, Barcelona. Does she invest in her education? Yes, a lot. She's always investing in programs, coaching, or courses that help her reach a new level in her business. Not her business. She's careful where she puts her money, because she's after results and transformation. So because she's after transformation, like small online courses are harder. It's harder to get that transformation, because they have the benefit, like it's at their own pace and so on, but there's no accountability. And most people, the completion rate of online courses is actually extremely low. So programs is really what she invests in. That's why she invested in mine, because they offer support and accountability. And she really wants that, because she knows that if she doesn't invest in accountability, she will start procrastinating. Yes, all the time. So is she learning how? Yes, all the time, with podcasts, people she loves and follows online. Books, she reads a lot. She's a therapist, so she always wants to know like what's out, and she's always reading books about therapy, mental health, self-limiting beliefs, all of that, but also marketing, because she knows that it's something that she needs to keep working on, and online courses as well. Inspiration. Who does she follow on social media? This is where a lot of people get stuck. Like when they get to this page, it's like, how do I know who does she follow on social media? But this is why I shared resources with you. So Spartoro, for example, that tool will give you some ideas in terms of who she follows. But if you train, and I'm not sure about like each one of you, the experience that you have with AI, but if you train your AI and if you start talking about like what your business does and who you serve and so on, it's incredible how accurate it can be. Now, I'm going all the way down, and you will know that this is at the bottom what we have at the marketeer. Okay, so you have this prompt here to use with ChatGPT that you can just copy and paste. Let's use this one. So act as a marketeer. I am like, because I trained it, I'm working. I don't need that part of the prompt, but if you haven't trained ChatGPT, you will need the part of the prompt that explains who you are and what you do and who you serve. I'm working on my ideal customer profile. What are the books my ideal profile reads? Who does she follow? What podcasts does she listen to? I actually experimented with this before what I'm going to show you now, and it's incredible how accurate this is for me. Let's just wait a little bit. This is exactly the type of things that I know that like I read and my ideal customer also reads. And who does she follow? This is like perfect. This is exactly who my ideal client follows and the podcast that she listens to. So if you get stuck, you're going to use the prompt that I have there, and you can, like, of course, like check, don't just copy and paste. Question this and be curious. Like if you don't know some of the books or if you don't know the influencers, like go and check this and make sure that it actually makes sense. And remember, like you might be wondering, why do I have to go to this level of detail? Why this is important? Because what people consume influences how they think and how they decide. So of course it's important who people follow, what podcasts they listen to. You should even, like, once you understand who your ideal customer follows, what podcasts they listen to, who are their role models, and so on, you should actually digest a little bit of that content as well, so you get more into their minds and you understand them better. So I'm going to skip this because we got the answer there. And the other thing is, I'm actually going to put this there as well. So when she's on research mode, where does she go to get information and inspiration? This is important because this is where you will understand where you should be putting your marketing efforts. Let's see if it gets it right. Instagram, YouTube. Okay, now it's giving me a lot of...
Romana,
Yes?
let me interrupt you. We
Yes.
have a question.
Sure.
Martina, what questions will be relevant for the Instagram shop selling clothes for women?
What questions? Like all of the questions that I have here are relevant for all types of businesses. All of them. Mm-hmm. So the questions that I have here apply for e-commerce, for B2B, for everything. And I've worked on B2B, I've worked on B2C, I've worked on e-commerce. I have the whole 360-degree vision when it comes to different industries. This applies for everything, for all of them.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Martina, for the question.
Thank you for the question, yes. Now, personality traits. Define her with objectives. Remember, you are thinking about this one person, which is like a previous version of yourself, maybe a friend, maybe someone you follow, maybe, you know, like think about this one person. How would you describe this? And why is this important? Again, like, for example, if you are talking to extroverts, if you are talking to a younger generation, the type of messaging, this is why it's important that you define these personality traits. And as your business grows, you might want to hire people, hire a VA or hire a whole marketing team. And if they don't know who they are writing to, they will also make a lot of mistakes with their messaging and position and so on, because they don't understand this. So this is important not only for you, but also to do it for teams that you might work with. This here, in terms of like defining the person, these are just some examples, so you can put more in terms of adjectives. But it will help you to understand, like if you are talking to people who are doers, who are bold, who are different, who are in a certain niche, in a certain community, who are rebels, your copy needs to show that. There's a very good example of this. I don't know if you're familiar with this brand or not. I'm actually going to open this liquid death. The guy who owns this brand was in the marketing world as well. He was also a marketeer, so he really knows. He has done an incredible work. He's basically selling water. And look at his website. And if he's so clever, now it's him and like a massive team, because now they are making, I don't know if they got to the billions, but for sure lots of millions. He's so clever with his marketing, with the packaging, with the positioning. And this is all because he understands his ideal clients. Something like this would probably never work if he was talking to academics, because they would just not resonate with this type of messaging. But it works for the type of public he's trying to attract. It actually doesn't resonate with me, but I find his marketing genius. So, you know, like this is why it's so important that you are clear on your ideal customer and also their personality traits, because it will transform your copy if you're talking to an academic or to, you know, someone who loves hardcore music. You know, it's like two very different personalities. Now, the most important part is this one, because this is how you can really go deep with understanding your ideal client. So now we are getting to the fears, the pain points, and the concerns. So I want you to think like, what keeps her up at night? Okay, so with my ideal customer, and going back to kind of like doing this, like what keeps her up at night is like, I am tired, I'm so tired, and I'm making this up, okay? I'm so tired of doing one-on-one clients. My schedule is always full, which is great. But I feel, again, like remember, I'm talking about Emma here, but I feel my business has hit a plateau. My prices are already high. My prices are already high, and I just would love to sell. I would love to sell to groups instead of individuals now. Individuals now. But will a group, like again, like the concerns, what keeps me up at night, but will a group actually feel like opening up about what keeps them stuck? So this would be the kind of things that she's asking herself every night when she's going to bed, like, okay, how can I grow my business from where it is right now? Okay, I'm doing well, but I want to do better. So where can I go from here? And if I try to do therapy to groups, will people even sign up? Like, is this something that I can actually sell? Because like a lot of times people don't feel comfortable about talking, you know, like issues in their past and so on, like to a whole group of people. So how can I build this in a way? But she can only do this again if she really understands her ideal customer and how, like, what could, like, that this could be an objection. So how can I create messaging that removes this objection? Then what annoys her? Marketing. That's why she comes to me. Marketing, such a pain. Marketing and softwares, like having to figure out softwares, having to figure out softwares. The learning curve, not course, curve is far too big. What are her biggest fears? That she launches this program and no one buys. No one buys, and she's stuck forever in this business model. What does she worry she might regret one day? Not even trying to reach people at scale, because she knows she can make an impact. She knows she can make an impact. Is everyone good? Is everyone following me? Because I'm not seeing the chat. Olena, is everyone okay there? I feel like I'm working all by myself here.
Yeah, everything's okay.
Okay, awesome. And what pain was she feeling before she found you that she had this idea to, she actually tried to launch this program and it failed, so to launch this program, but she's not sure how to package this in a way that people actually buy. People actually buy. What does she value? What does she value? She values transformation. Transformation for herself. So she likes to invest in things that help her see some level of transformation in her life for the better. And she values also offering this to others. So for herself and for others. What gets her out of bed excited? Knowing she can make people's life much better by treating their mental health. I don't know if this is the right term, but I'll just put it like this because I'm not sure if the term is correct. Who does she aspire to be? A force for good. She wants to have an impact. She wants to have an impact. What is she trying to achieve? She wants to reach people at scale. And she feels that she cannot do this with the business model that she has right now. What solutions is she looking for? Marketing, help, writing, how to write better messaging, and also like partner with people who have access to her ideal customer, partnering. And then what makes her happy? Seeing her clients happy. What lifestyle would she like to build? What motivates her? I will move down a little bit. What ways she prefers to contact, and what ways she prefers to contact? I would say she likes tools like WhatsApp and email as well. You have to think, like, again, if you understand your ideal customer really well, like if I am your ideal customer you know that I hate getting phone calls unless it's my husband or my children. So this is this is why this is important as well, like that if you are considering like cold calling people in your business and maybe your ideal customer doesn't like that, that's probably, you might have to think about another way to reach your people if you don't want to get them annoyed before they even buy from you. And I just have to go a little bit faster because I see I'm just looking at the time. And I'm not going to do this because I did this as an example inside the presentation, but this is the thing, like where you have to think like what your ideal customer doesn't want to in your niche is what you are, like the lingo that you're probably using to define things. So in her case, like if it was Emma now doing this exercise, in her case, she might use lingo like self-limiting beliefs that, like everyone in her world understands very well. But this is not what her customer would need. So it's not self-limiting beliefs. It's more like what story have I been telling myself that maybe is not correct? So she wants to tell her different story. I gave before the marketing example, and now I'm giving like the example from a therapist angle. So you have to figure out like what lingo have you been using that is basically the features of what you offer, and you need to convert the features into benefits because this is really what your customer needs from you. And now I will use this one just because like the fears, the frustrations, the desires, I was completing this. I always encourage people to first try to complete this themselves and then work with ChatGPT a little bit because it might give you some more ideas and insights that you didn't think about. So again, I will remove this part again because ChatGPT already knows me. We met, we are good friends. So I'm working on my here we go. Hide. What are the frustrations, fears, desires? And you will see that probably because I'm guessing that a lot of you have your own businesses. So let's see if you recognize yourself in some of this. So information overload. She feels lost with the vast amount of marketing information available, and she's unsure to filter what's relevant for your business. Raise your hand if you ever felt like this. Lack of clarity on the ideal customer or messaging. So she finds challenging to identify her target audience and create messaging that resonates, often feeling that her marketing doesn't attract the right clients. Overwhelmed by social media. Who never experienced that? In content creation, limited budget and resources, fear of selling or promoting herself. This is something I see a lot in small business owners, especially when they're starting out. Fears, fear of failure, fear of rejection, of judgment, imposter syndrome, fear of being inauthentic. I'm sure we have all experienced some shape or form as business owners. Desires, financial independence and flexibility, making a meaningful impact. I actually mentioned that on this one. But for example, I didn't put the financial independence and flexibility, and I know that this is a very important one for her. So this is why it's cool to use ChatGPT to do this as well, because it will probably give you things that you didn't think about. Clarity and confidence in marketing, personal and professional growth, connection and community, and that's something that it's also attached to my program, so it really makes sense here. So you get the point. How are we, Olena, with comments? Is everyone good? I just want to make sure that everyone is good.
Everything is great. Victoria writes,
Yes.
Brilliant. Martina writes, thank you for the answer and the template. Chica writes, I'm enjoying this. It's helping me to understand my lecture on customer avatar more. So thank you very much. It's
Yay!
available
I have.
for
I'm
viewers.
not done. I'm not done yet. But this is really like what I wanted. Like I could go with kind of like all like full-on slides, but I don't think you would end with knowing what to do with this information. So I like to be very practical whenever I present something and give you some tools that you can actually like walk away and start doing this yourself. So to wrap up after this, what I want you to also think that how that this is just like a little piece of your overall strategy, and that it's really important, if you have never done this, that you do a marketing strategy. I was doing this every single year for every company that I used to work with, now with the startups that I work with, plus the clients that I coach. And it's crucial, because if you don't have like the different pieces, you are probably, like going to go in loops where you are not seeing growth. So this is, or these are like all the things that you need to consider when you are building your marketing strategy. So you have to be clear on what is the vision for your business, what is the mission. The mission is not so much, it's not something that your business could survive without a mission, but it could exponentially grow with a mission. Because if you have a very clear and well-defined vision and mission, actually, people will want to be part of this. And that is your clients, and that is your teams. It's like all of that. Values, be clear on your values. You will attract people who share those same values. Understand what is the niche. Do the ideal customer avatar. So ideal customer avatar / profile, it's like very similar thing. It's the same thing. So that then you understand like what channels you should focus on, the positioning, create like really good messaging, work on offers that your ideal customer actually needs, build a customer experience and a customer journey that your ideal customer actually needs and wants, and then decide on the tactics. And that's like freebies, ads, emails, SEO, so on. Like, like when it comes to marketing, the list is endless. Funnels and wheels. I like to call it wheels, not funnels, but that's content for maybe another time if Sandpulse invites me again. And now the good part, I want to share with you a couple of bonuses. So if you want to do this doc and then convert it into this beautiful PDF thing, like if you have a team or a VA that you work with, you might want to present it more polished. So you can just scan the QR code and grab it and make a copy for yourself. And also for you, like even if you are a solopreneur, you might want to see this nice and pretty. And whenever you're building an offer or whenever you're redesigning a freebie, like open this up and look at it again. Like, who am I creating this for? Okay. So that you are always doing things that are important, relevant for your ideal customers. Then this other one might also be useful for you, which is another research that I recommend you to do, is especially when you're just starting out, but also when you are in business for a while, is that you need to ask questions to help to help you nail your offer. So you should be interviewing your ideal customer. So you can ask, like, if you are like me, for example, like if I have this marketing program, I've interviewed people that I knew would be a good fit for my program, so that I could really nail my offer and the messaging in my landing page. So you can grab it here. And that's it. If you want to get in touch, this is where I hang out, Instagram and LinkedIn. And I don't know if there are any other questions, Elena. Just giving a second if anyone wants to scan the
Romana,
codes.
thank you very much. I don't, I can see any other questions in the chat for the moment, but I should say that you just have dispelled the myth I've been told about that. The ICP is commonly used and mostly used for cold outreach and only, and you just said, described even the flow when you can use everyone can use the ICP for positioning, for your targeting, for some things in marketing, etc. So thank you very much. It
No
was
problem.
very interesting, so valuable for me, for viewers. I believe that everyone asked about recording and links. So just guys, it will be available in the video description after the live. So everything will be here. Don't worry about that. And It looks we've addressed all the questions, all the concerns, and as we near the end of our session, I want to turn to you, Romana. Is there anything you'd like to add or emphasize before we wrap up?
Yes, do your strategy. That's it. If you have a business, if you're starting a business, make sure that you don't skip this part, because I see strategy very much as, like you would never build a house without a plant, and you should not build a business without a strategy. And the ideal customer, like really understanding your ideal customer, is one of the core pillars of your marketing strategy. I've worked in marketing for so long now. And when I was working for companies, this was an exercise we kept doing. It's that important. So whenever you see brilliant marketing, believe me, there is a brand there. There is like a marketing team working on that ideal customer all the time.
Yeah, I like it. Thank you, Romana, for sharing these valuable tips and insights. Victoria writes in the live chat, wow, thank you very much. It was a really fruitful webinar. So great. Thank you. Guys, be sure to
Thank
connect
you.
with Romana on LinkedIn and follow Sandpulse on social media to stay connected. Once again, a big thank you to all of you for joining us today. Your participation means a lot to us. Stay
Thanks,
tuned to
Alena. This
our
was great.
Thank you, Romana. So, guys, stay tuned to our social media for updates on future webinars and events. We'd love to have you join us again. Thank you, and I wish you all a wonderful week ahead. Goodbye and take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.